Hello, I'm Laura Nelkin. I'm a knitwear designer. I live in upstate New York in the Finger Lakes region, and I would love to quickly show you how I work a German twisted cast on. This is a cast on I use sometimes in place of a long tail cast on. It has a bit of a decorative edge. After I'm done working the cast on over a few stitches, I'll do a few long tail cast on stitches so that you can see the difference between the two cast ons. So let's jump right in and do it. Okay, I like to start my long tail cast-ons and German long tail cast-on with my yarn just going over my needle without a slip knot. I don't like the extra bulk of that slip knot. So I've got my needle in my right hand, I've got the yarn going over the needle, that's gonna count as my first stitch, and then I have one end of the yarn going over my index finger and the other end going over my thumb. And what I'm going to do is take my needle tip, go underneath both the strands on my thumb, dive into that hole in between those two strands on the thumb, then go around the index finger yarn and kind of come through this cross right here with my yarn. And I'm going to do this a few more times. My hands do it so quickly on their own, it's actually quite challenging to slow it down to show you. So my needle is going to come behind these two strands going around my thumb, into that hole right there, around the strand coming off my index finger, and then you'll see that there's kind of a cross right there. I'm gonna bring my needle tip right there so that I can pull the needle through and then pull things up. Make sure that you don't pull your yarn up too tightly when you do that. Let's do this again. So I'm going to go behind those two strands, into the hole, around the strand on my index finger, and then underneath that cross of yarn right there, and then let the yarn go with my thumb and pull it up, but not too tight. So there, 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 there. Makes me feel like a magician. What I love about this cast on is that it's elastic and decorative, but it also has a really nice little firm edge to it. So I use it oftentimes on the bottom of mittens or at the bottom of a hat, somewhere where I like that little ridge, and you can see that little ridge that's forming right there. Now, since you can kind of see how that cast on looks, let me show you a traditional long tail cast on so you can see the difference between the two. I'll just do one more because that'll give you a really good idea. So over here on the right, you can see the German twisted cast on with that extra little bump right here. And over on the left, you can see the long tail cast on, and you can see that it doesn't have as much structure right there. This is a really nice, flexible and decorative with a bit of structure cast on. And it just gives you a little bit more of an oomph than the traditional long tail. So I find that you can use either of these cast-ons interchangeably. It's completely up to you. It is a cast-on that asks you to build up some muscle memory. So the more you do it, the easier it is to do. Remember, with any video, you can slow things down or speed them up. If you want to see my hands do this like at half the speed, just slow down this video and watch it slowly to understand each step of what my hands are doing. Of course, I would love if you would subscribe to my channel and sign up for my newsletter. I absolutely love to learn and knit with you, and I am happy to continue on teaching you new tips and tricks as I learn them. Thank you so much.